I'm here with Philippe Roos, new energy analyst and a senior reporter at Energy Intelligence. Philippe, we've heard a lot more talk at this year's conference about the climate issue. Do you think this reflects the industry taking it more seriously?
Yes, definitely. The industry, first of all, has a serious image problem, so they have to take it more seriously. And I think beyond that, they genuinely are taking it more seriously. And a clear indication of that is that most, or if not all, oil executives told us that giving a price to carbon, a value to carbon, is a very important thing to do, which is a very good sign that something is moving in the industry.
Mm-hmm. But do you think incumbents can really be agents of change?
Business history tells us it's very, very difficult. This being said, there are examples, rare examples, where incumbents can be agents of change through good management, through constant innovation. So yes, it's possible, and it remains to be seen whether some of the oil companies, some of the majors will be able to maybe become the apples of the energy sector.
And will Paris be a game changer in this?
It should be, it could be. It's very difficult to say. It will rather be the beginning of something, and I think a very important period to look at will be between the Paris conference 2 months from now and 2020, 5 years from now, when the agreement which we hope will be reached in Paris will enter into force. So these 5 years, probably more than the conference itself, will determine whether Paris has been a game changer or not.
Mm-hmm. And there's been increasing attention on the issue of stranded assets. But do you think that this has been overblown?
Stranded assets are a real issue. I mean, it's a fact. Science tells us that if we want to keep global warming below, name it 1.5, 2 degrees Celsius, we have a given carbon budget, which is way smaller than the carbon, oil, gas and coal reserves we have. So they are stranded assets if we want to take climate seriously. This being said, there are assets and assets. We probably have way too much coal, probably have too much oil and gas, but how big is the gap? What kind of assets are we talking about? It's a complex question.
I suppose ultimately we're going to have to reconcile meeting growing energy demand and meeting the climate imperative. How difficult is this going to be, do you think?
Quite difficult. So the best way to solve that problem is to make everything we can do not to increase energy demand too much, which can be done through energy efficiency, through changes in the sources of energy towards more renewables, more decarbonized energy. We can also try to make carbon capture and storage work, which is a huge issue, but it's possible, and we can possibly get to something in the next decade or so. So there are a couple of instruments that could help us achieving that, solving that contradiction or that paradox.
Very well. Thank you very much, Philippe.
Thank you.